The gardener's touch. The scorching summer sun had mellowed by late afternoon when Arav knelt under the sprawling bougainvillea that climbed the stone pillars of the Chaudhry estate. His shirt clung to his skin, damp with sweat, but he moved with quiet grace, clipping dead leaves and wiping his hands on an old cotton towel. The scent of wet earth, jasmine, and fresh grass surrounded him. Arav loved this garden. It was his canvas, his world. The estate's owner rarely emerged during his work hours, and he preferred it that way. But that day something changed. A pair of heels clicked softly against the stone pathway. He looked up, and his breath caught. She stood a few feet away, dressed in a soft peach sari that shimmered with the sun. Her long hair was tied back, a silk scarf resting on her shoulders. Her eyes, almond-shaped and curious, met his for a brief moment before glancing away. "I didn't know someone still tended this garden with such care," she said softly. Arav rose slowly, brushing the soil from his hands. "I try my best, madam." "I'm Meher," she offered, a faint smile playing on her lips. "Raghav's wife." He bowed slightly. "Yes, I've seen you. From afar. Don't stop because of me. Please continue." But he couldn't, not when her presence had already stirred something deep inside him. Chapter 2. A world between them. Over the weeks, their encounters became more frequent. Sometimes she sat in the garden with a book, pretending to read. Sometimes she asked questions about roses, about soil, about sunlight. But the questions weren't really about gardening. They were about him. "You speak very well," she said one day, as they walked between the hedges. "I studied till college. Then life changed." She nodded. "Life changes everything." He looked at her hands, perfectly manicured, adorned with gold bangles, and realized how different their worlds were. Yet her laughter was real, her sadness was real, and when she spoke to him, she looked like a woman who hadn't laughed freely in years. Chapter 3. Rain and Recklessness. The monsoon came suddenly that year. Arav was sheltering under the shed when she ran toward him, soaked from head to toe. Her saree clung to her like a second skin, and her eyes shone with childlike mischief. "Are you mad?" he shouted above the rain. "You'll fall sick." "I haven't danced in the rain in years," she shouted back, twirling. He stepped forward instinctively, grabbed her wrist, and pulled her under the shed. The air between them changed. His hand still held her wrist, rain dripping from her hair, her breath heavy against his chest. "Meherji," he whispered, unsure whether to let go or hold tighter. She looked up at him, and in that moment, all the boundaries blurred. She kissed him, softly, desperately, and he kissed her back. Chapter 4. Secrets in Bloom. They met in secret now, under the moonlight, in the tool shed, behind the hibiscus bush. He learned about her loneliness, her arranged marriage, her husband's coldness. She learned about his broken family, his struggles, his dreams of one day owning his own nursery. It wasn't just passion, it was solace, healing, a forbidden kind of comfort. "You know this can't last forever," she said one night, curled up beside him on the cold grass. "I know," he replied, brushing hair from her cheek. "But if this is wrong, then let the world stay wrong a little longer." Chapter 5. The Whisper of Consequences. Servants began whispering. Her husband Raghav, who rarely visited, started coming home more often. The garden, once a sanctuary, now felt like a trap. One morning Meher didn't come outside. The next day, neither did she. On the third day, he received a letter. It was hidden inside a flower pot, wrapped in silk. "Arav, they suspect. I'm being sent to Dehradun for a while, maybe longer. I don't know if I'll return. But know this, you gave me more joy in weeks than I had in years. I'll never forget you. Yours, no matter the world's rules, Mayor." He read it twice, then again, and again, and then he wept. Chapter 6. Seasons Without Her. The bougainvillea wilted in her absence. He still tended the garden, but without joy. Her laughter no longer echoed in the corridors, and her scent had faded from the jasmine. Rumors said she had moved abroad. Others said she was sick. No one knew the truth. Years passed. Arav eventually left the estate. He started his nursery just like he dreamed. People came from across the city to buy his plants. He worked hard, but his eyes always searched every face, hoping. Chapter 7. The Garden Remembers. It was a warm spring evening when a silver car pulled into his nursery. He was helping a customer when a familiar voice stopped him in his tracks. "I hope you still sell bougainvilleas." He turned. She stood there in a white kurta, hair shorter now, eyes older, but unmistakably her. "Meher," she smiled.